You know, he really wasn't. He wasn't bought for a Superhorse. He was bought for Kim, and we bought him as a youth horse. And I bought him. He didn't vet when I bought him. He had a big old spur in his hock. We bought him anyway. I took him home, and I had to finish him. He was kind of a ranch horse at the time. And Barney Hines is the one that trained him. And when I bought him, we kind of got him finished. Kim showed him 1 year, and then we decided to try this. And I contacted JD, and we got together, and we had been showing some horses together and stuff. And it would have been in '85, and we brought him here. And we were like second or third for the Superhorse that year. I don't remember where we were. I won the reining on him that year. We had some success with him, but we didn't win it. And so we decided we were going to put a plan together right there. And we actually did some articles, I believe in Horse and Rider, about it right after that. The Blueprint of a Superhorse, it was called. And we actually, on Saturday night at the end of the World Show, Kim's parents, Kim, JD, and I went and sat down, and we made up a business plan, basically. It was probably the first time anybody had done something like that. And we agreed to, you know, do whatever we needed to do to make it work. And we actually sent Smoke Um Okie home with JD right there. So that would have been towards the end of November. And we started showing him in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the holiday circuit. We wanted to qualify him real early so we could give him rest and finish him and things like that. So he was prepared for the World Show. And so I flew into Tulsa, and we showed him there. And I don't remember where we ended up getting him qualified, finishing all the qualifying, but it was, we got him finished really quick. I believe we went to the Sun Circuit too. And then we had some things we needed to work on. JD had some things, so he had him for a while. I had some things, and then we gave him some rest. And when we came here, we had the use of Lazy E arena at our kind of beck and call. We had calves out there, we had cow horse cattle, we had Ropin steers, and we would show him, and we'd haul him in and out. And at that time, the super barns weren't here or anything else. So he was more comfortable out there. We could go do what we needed to do when it wasn't so crowded and things like that. And it was quite a process. I mean, it was something that when JD had his part to do, I was his groom. I was his gopher. I was whatever he needed. When I had my part to do, he was exactly the same for me. So, and Kim would, she'd haul him anywhere we needed him hauled throughout the year. She was always there to take care of him. The whole group worked as a group to do this with him. You know, we had to have him really fit when we brought him here. That was our biggest concern. And you know, we really didn't have any problems with him. Smoke Um Okie was not as such a great horse. He was not what you think of as a superstar. He was a big, plain-headed bay gelding. If you saw him out there, somebody gathering cattle in the field with him, that's what he was. He was really good-minded, and he had a lot of heart. The last night was the calf roping, and the calf roping was probably his weakest event. Undoubtedly, it was his weakest event. And Friday night, we went out to Lazy, and he was not being good. And we roped calves on him all night long. We would rope calves on him for a while. We'd go and cool him out. We'd give him a bath. We'd let him eat. 3 or 4 hours later, we'd get him out. We'd rope calves on him and stuff. And the calf roping, I think, was the last event that night, or maybe it was the first event of the evening performance. And JD came in, and he was whipped. I mean, he was just whipped, you know. And we'd all been up pretty much all night long. And really, probably the only one that got a lot of rest that night was Smoke Um Okie. I mean, we made sure he got the rest. And we would rub him down, and we would use all kinds of things on him to make him comfortable, you know. And we brought him in here, and the AQHA actually came to me as the calf roping was started and said, "You have won the Superhorse." And I didn't tell JD. I let him go in, and he drew up he was the very first horse to go, I believe, if I'm right. He was the very first horse to go in the calf roping. And he would, Smoke Um Okie, you couldn't get off of him on the right side very much. And, you know, most of the great calf horses, you get off on the right side. And he was just a little strange. He would spook, and he'd jump over to the left when you get off the right side. So JD always got off the left side on him, ducked underneath the rope. And so that night, he drew a calf, and the calf ran out and ran over to the left, right next to the wall, right underneath the judges. JD roped it and stepped off the right because he had a wall there. The horse couldn't go in. And it was something that, you know, it was an incredible, quick decision that he made. You know, I don't know if he knew he made it that quick until he came out. You know, and he got off the right side and he won the calf rope. So it was, and I don't think to this very day there's been a Superhorse that did 5 events. He was a world champion in 3 and a reserve world champion in 2. So that's pretty spectacular, you know, for a big old plain-headed bay gelding. Well, you know, I'm probably on a crusade to bring the Superhorse back because it's really kind of lost its glamour. You know, I hope people do try to do it. You know, we're in a world now that everybody is so specialized, including myself. I've gotten the same way, just because it calls for you to be that way. But the Superhorse is the greatest horse that year. I mean, it's the most prestigious thing you can do. JD and I, we still talk about it. We were talking about it the other night, you know, and it was the funnest thing. It was the most important thing we probably have ever done. And you know, I hope everything is brought back, you know, and people do it again because it's quite a thing to do.